By the end of this video, you are going to have a clear idea on how to search for professors in Japan. You're going to have a clear idea on how to search for English that are offered in Japan, because that is a very, very important part of your entire MEXT process. Or in fact, anyone trying to study in Japan, one of the first questions that you will ask is, can I get a professor to supervise my work? And secondly, what universities offer programs in Japanese? By the end of this, you are going to get an answer to that question. So let us start with MEXT Scholars. Here you're looking at embassy track versus university track, okay? So the processes differ a little bit. So for the embassy track, you apply through your embassy in your country. You're going to pass the initial screening, and then you're going to request for placement at the universities. With the university track, is the other way around. You apply directly to the universities, and then the university recommends you for the scholarship. So you should know which track you are going to be going on. That is extremely important. And because I am matching MEXT hopefuls, if you are someone thinking about applying for the MEXT scholarship, I am matching MEXT hopefuls with MEXT scholars in Japan for one-on-one application tutoring for the MEXT 2026-2027 scholarship year. Why? Because I feel that the best person that can help you get a scholarship is the person that has gotten the scholarship. So this is actually one of the sessions that you are going to have, where your tutors, they are going to be sharing from their experience, and they'll be helping you step by step to look for the universities, to look for the professors, or at least share from their experience and give you tips on how you can do this. So yes, this video covers the broad things on what to do, but one-on-one tutoring will practically look at your situation, and you all are going to go through this process step by step. So you're definitely, the link is in the description box. Sign up for that one-on-one tutoring, because I think it is the best thing that you can get that opportunity to. Working with someone that has gotten the scholarship that you are trying to apply for. Success leaves clues. And that is what is going to happen. The successful person will teach you how to be successful, okay? You'll sign up in the description box. One thing that you have to know about Japanese universities, or just generally, is that they have Japanese programs and then they have English programs. They have these English programs that are called the Global 30 programs. I went to Tsukuba University. Tsukuba University has this Global 30 programs, and Japanese universities, in fact, all of these Global 30 programs are all in English. Most of the professors that teach in the Global 30 programs, even the Japanese professors, they all speak English. And this actually, we call it G30 programs. G30 programs have a ton of foreign professors who teach their programs, because the goal is to internationalize Japan as much as possible. So everything that is done under the G30 programs are actually all in English. So one of the strategies that you can start searching is just type G30 programs Japan, and then you're going to see all of those programs are going to be in English. Now let's go to another strategy that you're going to be using. This is the master database. So this database is the JASSO database, JASSO. Remember that, it's going to be extremely important. So what you can do is you go to this database, right? And then you filter, for example, E, which is like 100% English programs. And then pre-arrival admission, you filter yes. Degree program, you choose, do you want bachelor's, master's, doctorate, you filter, and then it's going to give you the whole list of programs. So that is the second thing, the second strategy that you can use, this particular JASSO database. It has a QR code here. So what I want y'all to do is scan this QR code and let me know in the comment section. Does it take you straight to the JASSO website? I have not tried it ever since the research got ready. I have not tried it, but y'all let me know in the comment section. Are you able to get to the JASSO database scanning this QR code? So scan it and let me know in the comment section where it takes you to, because it would just be interesting to know if this takes you directly to the JASSO website. I think that is a pretty cool idea. I actually think it's a pretty cool idea. So now we have talked about Global 30. You should search for it. JASSO database, you can use it. Let's talk about other tools that you can use. So there is this website called Study in Japan website, and it has a search function in it. And you can actually search for English programs there. But this is best for like macro filtering. For example, by major, what's your major? By campus location, do you want to study in Tokyo? Do you want to study in Kyushu? Where? Or by language, of course. Everyone, if you're using that website, the first thing you should do is filter for English. What are the English programs? That is what you care about, right? And then you have the Japan Study Support. This is the JPSS website and database. They also have like a search function where it is good if you're going to be searching very macro things like micro things, oh my goodness, like specific on-campus scholarships to see which ones have scholarships, and then English programs. So if you go there, you can search for those. And then you have Researchmap.jp. Researchmap.jp, like let's clock it. Let's clock it for Researchmap.jp, because this is one of the most important websites that is the hack that you need in order to figure out all of these things. Okay, if you want to study in Japan, you're not using Researchmap.jp, I have no idea what you're doing. What am I talking about? So this is the ultimate tool for finding specific academic advisors and research labs. Do you see why we had to clock it? We had to clock it because this is one of the highest, most useful tool that you are going to use throughout your search for programs. That is Researchmap.jp is so important because it practically leads you can choose. You can either search through let's say study in Japan and then go to search the professors, or you can actually go straight to the professors first, put the keywords there, search for the professors, and then you look for the universities that they are attached to, and then you now go to apply to that university. That is a hack. Cut your search time into half, make you go straight to it, and you don't have to worry about it at all. Listen, y'all, let me know in the comment section. Just put there researchmap.jp, because that website is your ultimate shortcut that you're going to be using. Okay, so let's look here. The search for scholar, not the school. This is exactly what I was just saying. So if you're a research student, an academic advisor is the most critical part of your placement. So you go to Researchmap, and then search for the exact niche research. For example, migration or development studies or gender studies or whatever. Find the leading professor, apply to the university. This practically tells you the steps of the hack that I was talking about. This breaks down the steps of that hack, because what you're doing now is, rather than trying to search for the universities and then figuring out the majors and then figuring out the professors, you go there, Researchmap, you put your research keywords, you search for leading professors there, see what universities they are attached to, and you cut your research time into half. Quick, you are done with everything. Now let's talk about facilities, international support, location strategy, and alumni network. What really matters here is that as you search for these things, you're really asking yourself a couple of questions. Number one, does this specific campus have the lab and equipment required for your research plan? MEXT scholars, you all know that one of the most important documents you are going to submit in your entire stack of documents is your field of study and research plan, okay? And you have to justify, you really have to justify why Japan. In searching for this, you can start finding those answers on why Japan. This is going to help you. And then, of course, location strategy, just like with other places. Tokyo is more expensive. Other places, Kyushu, Hokkaido, they are cheaper. Alumni network, you can figure out what are the alumni networks that these universities have. And also international support. Do they have an active English-speaking international student office that help with housing and visas? Actually, Japan is really internationalizing. I don't know. I think that That's a word. That's a word. And what they are doing is, I don't know if there's any university that does not have like an international student department where they give you all of the information that you need in order to stay in Japan, figure out your life in Japan. When I came, I had a tutor, and the tutor practically taught me the ropes of everything and spoke. My tutor was Vietnamese and he spoke English very well. That is usually the case. In fact, everyone who comes under the MEXT scholarship, you are going to be given a tutor, and your tutor helps you with everything. Okay, so now let's talk about another hack. I've given you one hack already. That's a lot of hacks in one video. Let's talk about another hack. So you have the pre-admission shortcut. Here you can this is for privately financed students, can use the EJU examination for Japanese university admission. There are over 470 universities that use EJU. Look specifically for schools offering pre-arrival admission, and you can take an exam in your home country and secure a full university admission without ever spending the money to fly to Japan for an interview. I think that although this is good enough information, I think that most of the people watching this video are applying for the MEXT scholarship, and I'm assuming, y'all let me know in the comment section, does any of you speak Japanese? Like, is any of you good in Japanese? I've seen people on X that when I tweet something about Japan, they reply, they're like konnichiwa, and they're like ogenki desu ka? Like, they speak a bit of Japanese, right? But I don't know to what extent they are deep into the knowing Japanese, right? But I think most people come to Japan and learn Japanese here. No, that's not true. Some people learn Japanese in their home countries. Y'all let me know. First, do you speak Japanese? And if you do, how did you learn it? Like, did you learn it back home? What was your process? Okay. And okay, I'll share the story later. Let's look to the provisional acceptance protocol. There are some traps that you should avoid. So emailing the professor directly to ask for acceptance immediately after passing the first screening. Don't do it. MEXT scholars don't do it. So what you have to do is, MEXT guideline explicitly mandates that you must contact the university's Division of International Student Affairs first. They will route your request to the professor, and you should never bypass the international office. This is actually what I did. I reached out to the international student department, and I told them that I was interested in a particular professor because I found the professor, I found his details, I found his research. Then I told them that that is what I was interested in, and then the professor and the international student department said, okay, fine, just hold on, we are going to try to reach out to him, and he is going to get back to you. So that was the promise that the international student office made to me, and they reached out to him, and that is how they connected him to me, and then he was now replying me from there. So in the one-on-one, this is my experience, right? But in the one-on-one tutoring, your tutor is going to tell you how they did their own process, what worked for them. And I think that is the good thing about working with people that have succeeded and gotten the scholarship, because they're able to tell you their process, what worked for them, and then you can learn from that in order to do your own. Okay, so of course, link is in the description box. Sign up for the one-on-one tutoring. It's important. And then now let's look at your first contact kit. What are the things that you need in order to reach out to those professors? Okay, so you have here a copy of your passing certificate of your first screening, because this is actually for those that are applying through the embassy route, where you have passed your embassy selection. So you're reaching out to the professors because you want admission. So the first thing is, you have to be reaching out with your certificate showing that you have been primary screened and you've been accepted, and then your field of study and research plan, because they want to know if what is your research? Like, okay, you're reaching out to me, yeah, okay, sounds good, but what do you want to research about? And the professor is going to look if you are a good match for his lab. Like, that was my case also. And then academic transcripts and certificates. They did not ask me for my academic transcripts and certificates, but my professor wanted to see my field of study and research plan. And when he saw that I was doing something that was related to what he was already doing in the lab, he was like, oh yeah, this is actually, you're going to be a good fit in our lab. Okay, so keep your emails concise, highly polite, and clearly state your status as a first screening pass MEXT applicant. You guys, listen, The importance of hierarchy and authority in Japan cannot be overstated. My friends and I, we joke that in Japan you have uh, God, and then you have God, then you have your professor, and then everything else. And then we joke that in some cases you have your professor, then you have God, and then you have everything else. So your professor is practically your everything. Like everything the professor says goes. If you have a good professor who is kind to you, your life in this country is going to be smooth sailing. If you have a professor that is not one of the nicest people, good luck. Good luck. So as you say your midnight prayers, pray for who is going to be your professor, because you cannot also know, right? Because you're reaching out to these people online. You do not know what the character of that person is. And it is only when you start working with the person that is when you get to discover their working style, their character. And whew, listen, y'all pray, okay? Because I know people that have dropped out just because of troubles with their professors. I wish you all good luck. I hope that doesn't happen to any of you, okay? I'll pray for y'all also. All right, let us go to another warning that you should pay attention to. Beware of placement agents who pressure you to apply quickly. I don't even know why people use agents. You can DIY this. Work with people who have gotten the scholarship for one-on-one tutoring. They have had it, so they'll just share from their experience. It's not like there are some agents or whatever. Beware of guarantees of admission. I always say the only person that can guarantee you a scholarship is the person giving you the money. Because if that person is not giving you the money and is guaranteeing that you can get a scholarship, I have no idea what that person is doing. Beware of being pushed towards specific private schools so they can collect a commission. Listen, y'all use the tips that I've shared in this video. Work with the tutors. You don't need any other person railroading you in different directions. Good. You do not need to pay an agent. Using the JASSO databases, MEXT guidelines, direct university websites, you have all the tools you need to navigate the placement process entirely on your own. And I've shared more of the tools here in this video. So all you need to do is take the tools that I've shared with you in this video and you run with it. The difference with working with a tutor is just that the tutor now tells you this is what happens. The tutor can practically, like those steps, the teacher can actually just hold your hand and be like, okay, this is the website. This is how we get to it. Okay, let's figure it out. This is your research plan. This is how we can make it faster. That is what the tutor does for you, okay? And also the tutor is a MEXT scholar. So now it increases the credibility. Like you're not just working with a random person who has never even gotten a scholarship to study in Japan, right? Now let's look at the MEXT Hackers summary. So the things that you should do, okay? Number one, use the JASSO English database Excel list. You should do that, okay? Number two, for graduate programs, search Researchmap to find professors, okay? And number three, always funnel your provincial acceptance through the International Student Office. Do not bypass it and go straight to talking to those professors. Even if you find them on Researchmap, resist the temptation to want to reach out to them immediately. Go through the International Student Office, okay? This is a country that order is very, very important. So if you mess up the order, people do not like you a lot, okay? So the next thing that you should do in order to find these professors and find English programs in Japan, download the JASSO Excel database, do that, and then draft and refine your field of study and research plan, do that, and then build a strong 3 to 5 target list of Japanese universities. Do that, and then the fourth thing that you should do is in the comment section or in the description box, you are going to find the link to sign up for the one-on-one tutoring. Do that, and I look forward to working with you throughout the process. As I said, you have 5 sessions, and this is probably session 3 or 4. So you are going to go through all of those sessions, okay? And sign up in the description box.